True story. I was traveling in Bali and I had to have a taxi take me from one city to another city, another end of the island. And the taxi cab driver and I got talking, and he said, "Let me read your palm." I'm like, "Okay." And he did, and he was on point, but he only named like two or three things, and that was like, okay, that was cool. Then I had the experience of working with Colleen, and that was a whole different level. I'm like just blown away of how different it was. First, that she actually looked at my whole hand, the shape, everything that was going on, and the color of my skin. Like it was just on point, and it was so much deeper, and it was very, very eye-opening. And then she went into each of my lines, and I was again blown away. If you really want to like get a good deep picture of what's going on, this is just one of the many tools she's super into, and very, very experienced, and just has the ability, the intuitiveness to go in there and show you what's going on and understanding it. And if you're ready to go to that next level spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and then of course it connects what's happening to you physically, I highly recommend Colleen. She is on point.
Hello, I'm Colleen. You may have seen my videos before on palmistry. I'm going to be continuing that series today by sharing a couples analysis. Two people's hands in a couples relationship. Last time we looked at individual hands, and particularly in your own hand, your destiny line and your headline, your mental realm. And that gave us all some information about who you're here to be, what you're here to do. And today, when I go and analyze the two hands together in a relationship, it's going to illuminate, shed light on a lot more of these aspects. Remember, this is not the old European style hand reading, not the old European palmistry, but something I learned from a shaman who worked with the Shipibo in the Amazon. And this is used as a diagnostic tool when clients come in, when people come to work with me one-on-one or as couples in energy healing, in the shamanic energy medicine. So they also can understand more of their soul wounds, the state of their mind, their ability to express or not express, and their destiny, and other lines like healer's lines, writer's lines, teaching and communication lines, the line of sun and success. When is it going, when is that really going to come online? And or if their destiny is to wander in the dark and figure it out. So let's get started. So here's the husband, here's the wife. This is a disaster marriage. Disaster. And I will tell you why. Firstly, look at the wife's hand. So the right hand is how you're living your life, and the left hand is your soul destiny, what you came in with, your soul's mission, what your soul designed for you in this lifetime. Ideally, the two hands would be matching very closely to show that you are living out your destiny, your soul mission. However, what actually happens that you are living, because we have free will, that's in the right hand. So I know, because I lived in India for a long time, they read women on the left hand, men on the right hand, and I'm here to say that is completely gender biased. Okay. And no wonder I was never happy with my readings, because it wasn't true. The veins in the right hand, both the veins in both hands go directly to your heart, but the veins in the right hand are very strongly connected to the heart. So here's what's going on. Look at the lifeline around the curves around the thumb. It's good, it's deep, it's clear, good long life. The husband, his lines are far more frail and thin, and possibly multiple lines. Okay, so he has a weaker constitution in terms of life capacity and stamina. His palms are also flat, whereas hers, you can see, are more plumpy and moving up and down on the mound of the sun and the mound of the moon. the thumb mount. And so pay attention because this is going to help you in your relationships. Person with flat hands, flat palms, they are not expressive. That's how they are naturally. They're not going to show enthusiasm about anything. And she's much more passionate, expressive. This is what pirates used to do back in the old days. They would grab the woman's hand and see how fleshy is that mound on the thumb, the mound of the sun. How passionate are you? However, between the lifeline and the headline, see that? There's a big gap on both hands. And the husband, his come together. So look at your hand right now. If your lifeline and your headline come together at this edge of the palm, this shows you your need for very deep, very close relationships. Be together all the time. Be really, really close with your romantic partner, in your marriage, in your significant relationship, and with your loved ones. You have a great need for that kind of relationship, closeness, and deep levels. Whereas people who have this separation here, like the wife's hand between the lifeline and the headline, she needs a lot of solo and alone time. She does not want to be having her partner all over her. She will be annoyed. So he's seeking deep closeness, and she's like, get away from me. Like he's a gnat, annoying her. And she needs a lot of alone time. So that's the first disaster. The other thing is, look at his pinkies, look at his fingers curving. Okay, hers are relatively straight, although because the picture we can't see how far her pinkies would naturally open. That's your ability to communicate. The pinky finger, the little finger is communication. But his is dramatically short, which shows stifled communication, not able to communicate, and an introvert. But his bend significantly toward the other finger as if they're hiding, and the other finger is the mother. So he is wanting to hide under his mother's skirt, behind his mother, and also his own authority. This first index finger is leaning to logic. So, and this is emotion. So this is mother, this is father. And so he is also gives away his authority. And then she's got the extra tall finger. So she has to be an authority. She's the one who is in charge in this relationship. And she's probably very annoyed with him, which is why they came for the couples counseling. And I don't know who they are. This is just a sample picture. They should not be together at all because she can't deal with that. She's also more expressive, and he is flatline. He won't express. He can't. He just does not share or show his emotions. And his mental line is also pretty short, showing he'll be impatient and needy. So he's needy and impatient and can't express himself. And the communication is also sexual. Your sexual communication is hiding, unable to express himself. And he has also these holes. Money. He's not a good money manager. Money just slips right out of his hands. That could be an issue in their relationship as well. Money stuff. Hers are a little better, although she does have a big hole there showing the money slipping away. But they're just totally not compatible. So look at your hand. If you have a extra long index finger, that means hers is long, but it could be even longer to really make the point I'm talking about. And that's where it's almost the length of your middle finger. If your index finger is super long, to where it's almost equivalent to the middle finger. You are a leader. You have to take leadership in all situations, whether it's at work, with friends, in your own family, whatever it is. You've got to be the leader. Additionally, if you have a very large thumb, which this wife also has a large thumb, and that is important also toward leadership, the way you handle the world. So, very dominant, very strong. Also, look at his hands, they're red. So he's just angry. He's full of anger because he's never going to get what he needs from this wife, from this woman. And she just can't wait to get away from him. That's it for today. Next time, we will look at the whole family. We have the husband and the wife and the small child and the newborn. Because palms develop when we are in the womb. And the lines in the fingerprints at 4 to 5 months in the womb. Here you can see at 3 months, the lifeline and the main lines are starting before the fingers even come up. Then come the little fingers, and you have the expression line and the other lines. And so the blueprint of your life is set before you take your first breath, even. They can change. If you don't like something that's in your hand, you can focus your attention on those positive changes you want to make. Let's say you don't have an expressive heart line and you want to be able to be more authentic and show your enthusiasm and expression. That line will start curving more. All right. Until next time.